Hey guys, I just wanted to put together a quick little video to review two of the problems that was on your Chapter 1 review, which is our test. Several of you missed the same problem, actually both of them, and they're really tricky. So I just want to quickly do a little video, cover them, and I also want to cover some extra credit opportunities for you. Your grades will be going up really soon. I hope in the next day or two I'll have all the grades calculated and you'll be able to take a look in the grade book and sort of see, do I need to do some extra credit or not? And if you need to, hey, do it. And if you don't need to, still might not be a bad idea. And for every extra credit problem that you get correct, it just adds on to your test grade. If you get to the point where you get all of your points for your test grade and you're missing a couple through any of the first lessons in Chapter 1, then I'll just add it onto that. So wherever you have basically extra points, I'll plug them in where it's the most benefit to you for your overall grade. So I want to quickly cover on the review of the review of algebra basics. This was considered a Chapter 1 test on page 45, the last two, 53 and 54. The directions say, write a formula for the area of each shaded region. So you're trying to find the area, you're trying to find the part that is shaded, so the part that's green. So let me do number 53 for you first. If you do your extra credit and you do both of these problems and you turn these into me, you will automatically get these 2 points. So I'm literally giving you 2 extra credit points just by solving them with you today. So I'm trying to write a formula for the area that is shaded. So let me just quickly, oh, that is a horrible looking square, but close enough. We know that it is a right angle. Don't follow my dimensions. We know that it's called W and W on either side. So it's a square because whatever W is, it's the same for both. And then the radius here is this. So I can go back up and like pick a different color and try to get wide. And here I'll just, that's all the stuff that we're trying to find. Okay. Clearly it's not technical, but it's close. Okay, so when I'm trying to do this, the first thing I need to do is find out what is the area of the entire thing, and then I can just take away the middle. Okay, so the area of a square or any kind of rectangle is going to be length times width. Well, in this particular situation, since W and W is the same, and this is an area of a square, then it's actually square the side squared. This is what we would say was the formula for the area of a square. In this case, the side is called W, so we need to actually change it to be A equals W squared. So that's the first half. If I'm just finding the area of this square called W, that has a side called W, then it's just W times W, length times width, W squared. Easy. But I have to take off this inside, okay? I have to minus this. So I got to figure out what this is so I can take it away. So the area of a circle, that formula is A equals pi r squared. So leave your pi, okay? The r is called r, so I don't even have to call it anything different. This is literally it. That is what that is. It's just pi r squared. So I'm going to take the first one, A equals W squared. And then I'm just going to subtract this middle, which we just said was just simply the formula for a circle. So it's pi r squared. The only reason that I had to change this S to a W is because they told me it was called W. If they would have told me that it was called S, I would have just left it an S. And ordinarily, you would think you'd have to change the radius, but it literally was called R, so I didn't even have to do anything. So this is actually the final answer for 53. Freebie for you. Very good. Okay, so now let me go ahead and do number 54. 54 is really not that much more complicated, but I just want to go over it with you. So it's a free answer for you. If you write it down and you turn in extra credit to me, then you're just going to get free answers. It's pretty simple. So the shape looks something like this. We know it's a rectangle because they have some right angles, and then there's this, oh wow, that is again not super pretty, but whatever. There's a half circle in there. We know that all of this from that to that is called R, which by the way, if you kind of look, you're like, oh yeah, that's a half circle, so that makes sense that it's a radius. Let me erase that. I'll come back to that whole idea of it being a half circle though. And that the length of this line right here is 2r. And since this one right here is r, well, then this one right here is going to also be r. So first, it asked me to find the area of the part that's shaded, which is this business right here. So in order to do that, I want to find the area of all of this, and then I'll just subtract off the part I don't need. So we know that for a rectangle, its area equals length times width. The length is 2r, and the width is r. So area equals 2r times r. Okay, well, 2r times r is actually a area equals 2r squared, because r times r is just r squared. Okay, so I've got the whole thing, and now all I need to do is figure out this half circle and get rid of it. So I just want to figure out what in the world is this? What's the area of this? Since it's a half circle, I want to start by using the area of a circle. And so again, we just said the area of a circle is pi r squared, but I want to figure out half of it. So the only thing I need to do different is just literally times it by half. Just take half of it. Now I would like to rewrite it so that it looks like a little bit more like how I would like for it to be, which is just half pi r squared. That's the area for half of a circle. Now I don't have to change this radius because it's literally called r in my drawing, so it's not that big of a deal. So what I need to do is I need to take this and I need to subtract off this, and I'll have my final answer. So the whole business is area equals 2r squared, and then I need to subtract off the part that's not included, that half circle. Subtract 1/2 pi r squared. And this is my final answer. So those are tricky. I understand that. Not a big deal. We can work through those as they sort of pop up throughout the curriculum, but that at least gets you started for those two. Now, when I post this video, I'm going to post all of your extra credit opportunities, but essentially your extra credit are going to come from 1.9 and 1.10. That's where I'm going to pull your extra credit from, because those were the last two lessons. So they're going to kind of have a little bit of everything. So for 1.9 on page 38, and I'll list this for you in the instructions, but you have the opportunity to do on page 38, the review 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and 12. Now, listen, if you just look at the review page right here, it's the ones you didn't already do. And the ones that you did were the ones that are blue, that have a little blue flag on them. So the ones that are extra credit are the ones that don't have a blue flag on them. Okay? So if you do those problems, then you can earn 6 extra credit points, which is pretty amazing. So let me, just for funsies, work through number 2 with you. So I'm literally going to give you number 2, and that's an extra credit problem. This is 1.9. This is the review. This is page 38. And this is number 2. And this is going to count as an extra credit problem. If you do it and turn it into me, you're going to get this free point. It literally just says 8.67 times 4.8 times 1/4. Okay, all I have to do is just put this into my calculator. Except if I'm using a junky little calculator like this, I don't have a fraction bar that I can put in here. Okay, so I have a couple of options. Okay, if I want to figure out what this is as a decimal, the only thing I have to do is just realize this right here says divided by. So I could say 1 divided by 4 and put that in my calculator and see what it gives me. Okay, so junky calculator, 1 divided by 4 equals 0.25. So it's 0.25. If you already knew that 1/4 was 0.25, yay. So all I have to do is just replace this 1/4 with 0.25. So I'm going to rewrite 8.76 multiplied by 4.8 multiplied by 0.25. And I'm literally just going to put this in my calculator. So here we go. 8.67 times 4.8 times 0.25. Final answer is 10.404. So 10.404. It doesn't say anything about rounding it, so I'm just good to go. So that's all you have to do. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and then 12. You're just rounding the number. Easy peasy. Those are extra credit for you. After you do 1.9 extra credit, you can go into 110. 110 on page 43. You see the review problems down at the bottom. Okay, you did the review problems that have the blue flag on them. So all of them that does not have the blue flag, like 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 21, and 22. Those are all extra credit problems. Do you know how much extra credit you can earn by doing those problems? It's like a ton. Add them all up. It could totally push you to 100%. If you want to have 100% in this class, you could totally have 100% in this class. It's pretty easy. The only one that I'm going to explain to you and give you as a freebie is number 4. So I'm on 1.10 review, page 43, and I'm going to just do number 4. Okay, this is your extra credit. It is my gift to you. It says 3x plus 4x minus 2x plus y. Okay, the directions say simplify each expression. I'm not trying to answer anything. Simplify just means clean the mess up, okay? Your mom says simplify your room. She means clean it up. It's just that simple. So I can combine things that are alike. These are the 3 that are alike. So I have 3. I add 4. I take away 2. That's it. I can combine my x's. I start off with 3x. I add in 4x, that's 7x. I take away 2, that leaves 5x. So my answer is 5x because I combined all those like terms. There's nothing to combine with y, it's already simplified. So I just drop it down, and that is my final answer. 5x plus y is the final answer. So if you want to have 100 in this class, you absolutely can have 100 in this class. You can do your extra credit from the review problems 1.9, 1.10. If you want to know what those numbers are, check the assignment, and it's yours. Freebies. Easy peasy. Learn math. Okay, have a great day. Bye.